For more than a decade, I have been using almost one tripod plate exclusively, and that is the Manfrotto 200 PL plate. Now, I love this plate for two very simple reasons. The first being it's small enough that I can permanently leave it on every single one of my devices, and two, I love that it automatically locks. If I snap this thing on a tripod head, I know it's locked in place. I'm not going to be able to bump it. It's not going to fall off. And any of my accessories that don't accept this plate, I simply put on the Manfrotto 323 RC2 accepting plate, and with that, I can make this plate work with almost anything. Now that being said, Manfrotto just reached out to me and they said, Lee, we have come up with a completely new mounting system we call Manfrotto Move. We want to send you some gear and we want to sponsor a video where you talk about this entire system. We need to send you some gear. And boy, did they send me some gear. I don't even know what most of this stuff is yet. Let's open it up and see what we've got. Now, in front of me here, I have a ton of different Manfrotto products, but the one product that we're going to be featuring today is this little guy right here. This is the Manfrotto Move mounting system. It comes in two parts, the base and the plate itself. And what makes this unique over every other mounting system that I've seen on the market is that it's completely circular. Every other tripod plate you're probably accustomed to has some very specific shape that has to slide in one way and snap down another way. Maybe it slides in front ways, but it won't go in backwards. This just fits in and it snaps in every single time. And once it does, it's locked in. It's not going to fall out. And then if you want to tighten it, you simply turn this knob to the left, it tightens it down, and you can turn it to the right and it will pop out. Now, you certainly could use this on the bottom of your camera. You could simply screw this onto the bottom of your camera. You could get your tripod head plate and screw it onto the bottom of this. And then you could easily use this to attach your camera to whatever tripod heads you're currently using. But I think the real reason that Manfrotto made this was not for the bottom of your camera, but to quickly and smoothly move between each one of these stabilizers. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Let's first look at these two devices I have in the front. This is the Manfrotto Gimboom and the Manfrotto 300XM gimbal. This gimbal has a very interesting feature. It actually allows you to control it remotely, wirelessly, using the base. So you can separate the gimbal unit from the handle itself and it still works wirelessly. Many videographers are taking this thing apart and putting the camera on different stabilizers like a tripod or the gimboom to get these jib type shots. And then they have someone off scene with the controller actually controlling the movement of the gimbal. Now I could easily take the top of the gimbal and I could screw it onto my gimboom here. That's gonna be slow. It's also going to take a lot of time to unscrew it if I wanna take it off and put it on something else. So instead, I'm going to add the top of the Manfrotto Move, the little plate right there. I love that it doesn't require any tools at all. You can just tighten it down easily with your fingers. And then we're going to take the other side and we're going to attach it to the gimboom. And now I can easily just snap this into place and lock it down and we're good to go. And then if I wanted to quickly move from the gimboom over to the tripod, it comes right off and snaps right on here. So let's create a little hypothetical here. Let's say I'm on an average photo/video shoot. In many cases, we're doing both when we're on location. Right here, I've got my 560 ball head, and let's say I've got a camera on here, and maybe I'm shooting still images with this. This is the Manfrotto 055 tripod, but let's say all of a sudden I need to switch over to video and I want to get some slider shots. Obviously I could take my camera off here, unscrew the plate, screw another plate on and get it on here, but that's going to be incredibly slow. So what I've done is I've added the Move system to the bottom of this entire tripod head here, and when this pops off, it's just going to pop right on here and boom, I can get these slider shots. And then if I needed to, I could move it right over to my gimboom as well. Maybe we need to get some jib shots as well. I can just slide this off and it snaps right on there that quickly. If you've ever been on a shoot before and you've had to transition in between these three products, you know how slow it can be. This is definitely a game changer. All right, let's talk about something that every videographer has had to deal with before. That is mounting one of these sliders to a tripod. I have a professional video tripod here. This is the MVT 502 AM, and the tripod head is the MVH 500 AH. Now, normally what you would have to do is unscrew this head, which is slow in itself, And then you'd have to pick this up, lock this off because it's going to slide all around. We're gonna lock this off, and then we're gonna try to line up the threads, and we're gonna try to spin this thing around, and it's incredibly frustrating to do that. So instead, what I'm going to do is add the move system in between the tripod and the head. On the bottom of the tripod head, I'm just going to add this plate here. Now we can easily just snap this head on, and we can use this to film video. And then I'm going to add another plate to the bottom of our slider here. And now we can pop this head off, and we can drop the slider right on, and we are done. And this is very sturdy. I've had trouble in the past when I've tried to put a tripod plate on the bottom of my sliders and then snap this into the top of the tripod head. It just gives it more room to wiggle a little bit. So the closer you can mount your slider to the tripod itself, the more stable your footage is going to be. And then on that same video shoot, when you wrap up using the slider, you can grab your gimbal, snap it right onto the exact same tripod. And again, you can control this gimbal wirelessly using the handheld remote. Now, I've only scratched the surface with what's possible with this mounting system. Right now in the other room, we're currently mounting lights on rafters. We're building this set out, and I keep thinking in my mind, could I use this to easily get those lights up and down when we need them? We could put super clamps on the rafters, and then we could attach these to the super clamps, and then our lights could just snap right into place. Before this locks down, these plates do spin around very freely, and then you can lock them down to tighten them. And I think that might be the easiest way to easily get these lights up in the ceiling, while at the same time being able to remove them quickly when we need them. So if you've been looking for a faster way to move your camera from one device to another, or your devices amongst themselves, definitely check out Manfrotto's Move. This could definitely speed up your workflow.